the Acadia not being done and all the shift linkage bushings falling out of the cabriolet, I get to drive the truck to work, which isn't too bad. It's only about 10 miles, and I have an overdrive transmission in here now, so it's not screaming. That's 65 miles an hour at about 2,100 RPMs. Anyway, we haven't seen much of the truck, so here we go. Windshield wipers kind of suck, kind of noisy. I should probably get some new blades since we have another hurricane coming, or at least rain from it. Okay, we're back trying to finish this thing up. One thing I learned from previously doing this is when you get air in the power steering, it's about impossible to get it out in this car. So I've used Dexron 6 and I've filled it, and we're going to turn it back and forth. Okay, turn the wheel all the way one way. Whoa, whoa, stop. Okay, all the way the other way. Just keep going back and forth. Of course, I always seem to misjudge it and do that. It will boil over. Keep going. Okay, stop. Now come back to the middle. Hang on. Okay, do it again. Keep doing it. Okay, go back to the middle and stop. Anyway, keep repeating this process until you can't get anything more in it. Okay, again. All right, turn the wheel back and forth. That's not coolant, that's from the torrential rains we had as part of this tropical storm Michael, which is why I hadn't gotten back to this thing recently. So anyway, we will let this run for a minute, circulate some coolant and some power steering fluid, and then we will put the front end back on. Okay, so we're ready to put the front end back together. I backed up so we weren't so tight quarters, and then there's a marathon leaf blowing session going on across the street I'm tired of waiting for, so I may have to voice some of this over. So this plastic piece goes up on here, and there's a little, at least in this car, little metal washer that was underneath both of these, I guess for alignment purposes. It was on both sides, so it has to be factory. And this car hasn't been wrecked in the front end other than this. And there was a plastic spacer on this side. Don't know why. So that lines up, and then there are these 10mm bolts. I guess they're M6 bolts, but they have a 10mm head. And this one down here takes an extension. Let me go get that. Thing I noticed when I took it apart, it has faded the logo into that. So I'm gonna splash a little black paint on that to just make that look a little better. There are fog light connectors down here. Which is a lot easier to get on without having to reach through the inner fender and cut your hand all to pieces. Alright, so this is pretty much all screws. There goes one. Get a couple screws started up here. Over here on this side, kind of just pops in. Okay, and that right here is like a 7mm screw. Apparently you gotta watch for those things falling out. So it's like a little metal clip. Goes in there. So this little metal clip goes in. It's supposed to anyway. That's what the screw screws into. Turn what holds your whole front bumper cover on, and I'm probably missing some screws, missing some little plastic rivets. As many times as I've had the front end of this car apart. Suffered a little attrition. And finally, this little fancy cover goes on here, and it is held in with little push plastic rivets. And some of them are not as good as others because that one didn't capture anything. Yeah. Of course, most of these are gone from having this cover off a bazillion times. So there you go, and I usually leave this side out so you can get in and check the radiator cap because it's underneath this cover. Anyway, so there's that. Unfortunately, we took a little damage on the bumper cover and the valence, but at this rate, I've already replaced the bumper cover once due to some friendly fire when my wife ran into our trailer tongue. So yeah, it's not too bad. It can be all right, and maybe one of these days I'll look into a valence. All right, guys. So we went for a test drive, and everything seemed to work okay. Except what happens when you get in a hurry is you forget to hook up some stuff. I forgot to hook up the outside air temperature sensor. I don't know if you can see that. I think I talked about it, but it's right here. It's right there. Hopefully I didn't destroy it. Pops in a little hole. Okay. And then the hood latch. Switch. Okay. So while I'm in here, I will check the radiator level before I cover this up and add some to the coolant tank, check the power steering. But anyway, that's a wrap on this one. So everybody, thanks for watching, subscribing, and we'll see you on the next one.